There you go.
Yeah, that's
Thank
right.
you. Good girl. Good girl. Make a good choice. No. No. Nope.
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah, good girl.
Good girl.
Yeah, good. Go after her outside.
So what comment would I have gotten?
Well, you had her in haunches end. Did you know that? Or for me, it was good because then you put her hind leg under, and then you picked up canter. You know what I'm seeing out of the gate, like compared to the other day, she's a bit stiffer, right?
Yeah.
Overall, after she had a day off, so she's going to take a little bit of time to warm up. And I'm always sitting there and thinking to myself, how do I help these horses get there? And the more you can ask her to move her body parts around, the easier. And I don't like to live in a certain movement. Like I'll do the shoulder forward for 6 strides, and straighten out, and a little round bear, and a little hunches in. You know, anything to get them loose. And the more transitions you can do in the gait, so like forward and back in the canter, or in and out of the 3 gait, the better. And we save the harder ones, like the canter walk canters until when she's warmed up. But you know, it's not a bad thing for this mare to do canter trot transitions and until they're just easy and she can hop into them and she's not against you. Good. Good. And then just little.
I know. My abs.
Or your abs. So little positioning just to help, because that's also too, like I think about, I know for myself when I get out of bed and I do stretch my hamstrings before I leave the house every day. The first time I go to do it, it's not as good as the second time.
Right.
So that's a little bit how I feel with the horses, is that we have to start asking soon, and we ride them into a place where they're looser and more available. Really carry your collarbone, ribs out of your belt. Oh, sneaky.
I know, because I made a change.
Yep, sneaky. Did you just lift your chest and was that enough? Yeah.
She's like, may I please?
Yeah. Good.
We often, when she gets like this, I'll do like 4 or 5 changes just to get them off her mind.
Sure.
And then she's like,
good.
She's like, okay, now I can do another thing.
Right.
I got to do my fun stuff.
Right. Good. Very good correction.
This one's always sloppy to start.
No, that was good. Yep. Your right hip forward and your to the right. Good. Very good. Yep.
Now go.
Ah, good. And then back again. And out again. You know, like push her forward and bring her back, and push her forward and bring her back, so that she's not ever just so sure what's going on. Good. Good.
So now to me right now, her nose is too far out.
Yeah, it is. But that doesn't bother me so much. You know, we can always reel her back in. More than anything, what I want to see is back to front, that her hind leg gets involved. And if we shorten her more in front than what she's doing behind, that's not okay either. Good.
Right.
And I think, you know, and as long as she's behaving herself, you know, and not spooking and whatever, then we can let her have the chance to be a little bit more open in the bridle and really go through herself. And little by little, I think picking away at the whole as doing all this stuff to warm her up. Yeah, that's okay.
She's really focusing on what I do.
Good.
So
That's
right
what you
now,
want.
when I did Friday morning, and we did the auxiliary down transition canter walks, as soon as I would start to position my right rein, shouldn't be down.
So she's like, I know, I get it. Yeah. But that's how you want them. They have to be
But then I
that.
have to, so it, I mean, is it okay for her to do it on that day, or should she have to wait for my...
For me, it should come from the seat.
From the seat, yeah.
Like my horses, I don't have to touch the rein. Like I get them that refined that if I stop my body, they go, okay. Because I need to be able to make really, really subtle adjustments. It's like going from extended pot to massage. I've got to listen to my feet. I can't pull them short for that transition.
Right.
And that's a little bit how you have to think of it too, is that you know, your goal is to not have to use the rein. She's that connected and onto you, and that way you can ride her with for me, a much more refined hand and keep her soft ride. Yep, a little more forward.
I like the spring I have there.
Yep. Just has to go step forward from behind through yourself.
Was her position okay there?
The shoulder end was very good. And then when you came through the corner, her hind leg was to the inside a little too much. So like it looked from my angle, good, very good. My angle looked like you hit the short wall in Concha's end. Yep, yep, good. Yep. Put your inner leg on here, take your inner knee off, put your inner leg on and ride her to the right rein a little bit, push the hind leg out. Yep, a little bit more. And you can also too, Lori, if you feel like they come through the turn and they're just dropping their hip in, keep your outside rein, keep her straight in the neck and take your inside hand away from the neck, like with your elbow bent over the knee.
Okay.
So like you literally leverage the hind leg that'll have to yield if you have her straight in the neck on the outside rein. Yep. 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 And like even here, take your left hand away from the neck once. Keep contact right, leverage her. No, really take it away. Like way, yeah, more than that. So you feel her hind leg and yield to the right. So that's how much, yeah. You feel that?
Yeah.
Like, so now leverage her again in the corner. There, the hind leg fell in. Okay.
Quick.
Good. Good. And rein short. Yeah, good. Yeah. So the hands are in front and you can't see what you're doing. Invisible leg. Good. Yep. That's right. Very good. 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 And keep taking that stirrup forward. Left hind leg under her body. That's a good trot for her.
Okay. So.
Good for her. This is also a good trot for her. Good. Good. Yeah, and make sure your reins are short enough that you don't have to pull back to find her mouth. Keep the contact in front of you.
Say that again?
Keep the contact in front of you. So, yeah, that's right.
Gonna do the ground pull.
Yep.
He said that one. There's an extra one.
Good girl. That's all right. There she's good. Tunnel helps too. But then she starts to like use herself a little bit more. Good. 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 Relax your knee. Yeah, you feel that though, Lori. Just relax your inner thigh and your knee. Tailbone under you. Yep. Swing up to the hand here. And catch her on the left rein here, even though she's flexed right, and really demand that she doesn't just drop her hip to the inside. She's got to, yeah, that's okay. She's got to keep though, ride her right hind leg towards her left foreleg a little bit more, especially on the circle. I don't want her hind leg out, but she can't just drop her hip instead of the inside either. Not a guy. Yeah, but just so I can't see it. You're trotting really well there.
Nice.
Good. Now, can you do your ground poles again, and this time slower down coming into them? See what she thinks about that. Change the diagonal.
Right behind, under her.
Yep.
Good here.
Yep, slow.
Up.
Right. Slow. Yep. Right, good. 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 Slow. Feeling. Good. Good. And then I want you to try one more time. And I want you to, as you go over them, I want you to, again, slow down coming into it, almost jog trot into it. And then touch her with the stick on the top of the croup as you go through them. Like in rhythm. So tap, tap, tap. You know, don't hit her, just see if you can put that bounce into her. And slow her down and see if she'll, I want to see if she'll wait and rock back and swing a little bit. Slow down.
She got the knees up.
Yeah, but I want to see if she'll really come back and take time and
Don't quit. You don't get praise for that, darling. You get praise for time, but not for that.
Yeah. Good. Change the diagonal. Yep, your other diagonal, Lori. Good.
I'm sorry, the volume's down just a little bit.
Oh, that's okay.
Breathe louder.
That's fine. Good. Slow down. See if she'll wait and really take some weight behind.
That.
Right. Oh,
Good girl.
Yeah.
that's what I want her to figure out too, is that
The sit.
she can, sit and hold it.
Yeah.
And that she's not just running through it as well. Because I'd like her, as much as she's definitely making a difference in her shoulders, but I'd like her to feel like if you pose slower, she holds the leg in the air longer. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, good. Find a place and give her a little bit of a break.
Okay.
And just let her have a moment. She trots so much better though after she goes through them. But that she just gets to this place. She needs to think forward, but she needs to also start to learn that when she does these things, she's got to hold and keep the leg in the air longer. Good. When they're learning to change the trot, there's always a little bit two phases. Sometimes some horses need speed to have enough momentum from behind to come up with something different. Some horses need to slow down to come up with something different. And it's always going to be a little bit in between.
You joining me?
Playing in between
Yeah,
the
the
two.
shade.
Yes.
The
camera can't work into the sun, so I
But then
have
I
to
want
put
you
it
to
over
get
here.
to this place
I'm
where
like,
you
oh,
can slow
there's
down
the
and
bench.
follow
Yeah,
with the
all
pole.
right. How
But
convenient.
she starts to,
All right.
yes, the push. But just remember with speed, once they get to that place so that they're starting to use their shoulder a little bit differently, the faster you go, the quicker they have to put their feet down.
So try to maintain just close to that 1-2 the tempo
Yeah.
through the whole thing.
If you can, because then she has time to finish the step. And where a lot of horses prefer to go over speed, because then they don't, and really it's not so much holding the leg in the air that's the issue, it's the loading leg that's the issue. So they prefer to just go quick, because then they don't have to actually wait and load. Because think about it, if you go to the gym and you do exercises, if I pick my leg up here and I squat a little bit, this leg is going to start to burn like hell, where this one I can leave in the air no problem. So it's you have your, loading leg and then your forward face leg. And most of the time, we see lameness and stuff in the forward phase. A lot, and that's when someone goes, oh, the horse is short or this or that. Yeah, but then we have to pay attention to the, I think also to the loading leg. And she needs to learn to load, you know, at some point.
Right. So again, her lifelong habit has been fast.
Yeah,
Not.
sure.
And I think she's doing really well.
Oh, I do too. I think she's changed her gait a lot. And I think, you know, what you have to, she's, you know, we're scratching the surface of it.
Right. We want to keep digging deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
I'm just happy she's trying.
Oh, yeah.
She's
She
not
also has to
fighting
get
it.
the concept of it as well and let us in. I have a very, very, very downhill 15-3 hand, common looking warm blood mare that I help out in Virginia, and she could kind of pee off a little bit behind, but she was walking in front, and her trot is very, her shoulders are rotated down like how God made her, and she's built downhill, and her neck is setting low, and like for all the reasons she shouldn't do anything, and we've actually taught that mare to passage and pee off pretty well, and it's improved the quality of her regular trot immensely. And it was interesting because the mare had to we had to completely manufacture it for her as far as teaching her what we wanted. And I went and what we actually did initially is I taught her to do a bit Spanish walk, and then from that into Spanish trot, but she knew she could lift her forelegs up. We put her in the band some, which helps, and then I long line her almost every time I go back to Virginia to help balance her and get it, but she's come up with a really good passage, and I'm like, how? But you know, we just educated her.
Took the time to develop it.
Yes, and I started working with her last summer, and her owner is a 60-year-old adult amateur lady, not a professional, but smart and committed to this horse. Tight, she's very tight. She's a runner. I'm like, Ann, you got your hips, man. But she's just managed to manage between the two of us to get this horse doing something, and she's also learned her one temper. So I never want to shortchange horses, and I never want to shortchange riders as far as what people are actually capable of. I think they just have to be taught that A, there's a possibility, and B, you just have to pick away at it. Really pick away at it. I saw a video of somebody on Facebook 2 days ago massaging this horse around, and she had multiple trainers tell her it would never happen. I hate people like that.
Yeah. Let's see what we can do.
So that's why I think it's a little bit, and I think too, she's doing the 2 and then doing the 2, and I don't know if it wouldn't be good for her to have 2 more ground poles after the 2 high
regular ground poles?
Sure. And then just
to keep her thinking back.
Yeah.
Not backwards, but...
Yeah, but loading, so she can come like this through them. And I would start to increase the amount of poles and the difficulty as she can handle it.
Well, today was the first time we did the 2 raise. We've been just doing 1 raise. Like so much you can do in there.
I also think for this mare too, you see her really clue in. Like her ears come forward, she's totally focused when she's not here.
Right,
She's really aware.
Oh, that's how she stays so alive.
Yeah.
You're going to point me at things like that. I better
Yeah.
pay attention.
Yeah.
Or else we're all going to die.
Yeah.
Okay, good to go.
And then I'd probably pick her back up, and I would do some canna walk canna transitions.
Yep.
And make sure that those are sharp.
And then if we could do the second degree.
Yep.
And with choke.
Yep.
Like without redoing anything. So
Yep.
just go through the fast and
Yep. Really kick, see if you can kick your stirrup forward. Really see if you can get it a little bit closer to your toe, but have the feeling, Lori, that you're carrying your leg from your hip, from your hips, you know, that socket there. That you're not using the stirrup as a place to push against.
I think as soon as I start doing that, I want to poke my butt out.
Yeah, but that's it's going to require different
Not ignoring my leg.
muscles a little bit. Yep, that's right. She's in front of you. Yep, tap with whip again. So, there you go. Again, a little straighter on the left. Good. A little straighter. Yeah, there you go. You feel that? Straighten the neck on the outside range. Don't let her talk you out of it.
Oh, that takes much better.
Yeah, good. Good, and she's good in the neck there as far as she's quite straight on the right. Yep, that's correct.
When we go to anything off of my right leg is what.
So straighten the neck on the left. Almost feel like you're going to counterflex her a little bit. There. Good. Slide your right leg back. Take your knee off and open it up. Right. 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 Good. Yep. Right. Yep.
That a girl.
Yep.
That a girl.
Yep.
Good.
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 Good girl.
Good.
Yeah, good.
Good.
I know, that was a big sigh.
Now don't ignore my leg.
Good. Yep, and she could be, for me now at this phase of the ride, she could be 2 inches rounder with her mouth under her pole. She'll be plenty warmed up enough and enough back to front that she doesn't
Thank you.
Yep. Small test. Yep, and really going after her from her left hind leg a little bit. Engaged on it. Yeah. Good. Good. And then maybe a little shoulder forward. Yep. And then decide, Lori, like either punch her out, bring her back, punch her out, bring her back, but show me a real clear difference between the two. Yeah, good, and back. Easy. Try to not go to the mouth. That was very good. Huh?
Yep.
Yeah, good. Clear difference. And then back, try not to go to her mouth. Right. Feel that? Yeah. And that's when it starts to get different, because you can really start to work them through the pole, and they stay soft. You don't have backwards aids in the hand. Good. You have to be on your seat. Good. And then you decide, yep. Yeah, very good. For me, very clear rebalance there, right? And effortless. You guys see it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. Forward. Talk about getting a wide hind leg. Good. And then at some point, Lori, don't over-prepare her and bring her back to walk. And then can her again. Quickly. Nope. Walk. Nope. She's got to shorten your reins. Yep. Get around. Hand in front. Yep. Yep. Sit back. Good. And then can her. Breathe on her. Better. Good. You know, she has to also good and walk again. See that on call? Much better. Smart horse. And can't. But you see how she just needed the correction. Very good. That's okay. Through the neck. And then hand in front. Yep. Good. Yep. Yeah, do it again. She cheated on you. She went, I don't mind. Walk, trot, canter. Good. She's got to you put your outside leg back. She's got a canter. Got a whole lot of effort on. Right. That's the one. Tell her she's right. Exactly. And then I would find yourself, to the other direction.
Right here, I like this canter.
Yes, it's very good. She's straight. I don't know if you can feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been a little bit cheating with her right hind today. Yeah. Good. Shorten hands in front. Loose knee inside. Yep. Yep. Through the neck. Yep. Clear here. Right. Yep. Good. Good. And shorten your reins again. The hands are in front of you, and you can work the connection out in front of the saddle. And then same thing. Clearly forward and back. Clearly forward and back. If she doesn't come back and listen enough, then you just ride her right down to a halt. Good. But you better stretch up and start to use your seat, and she should come back without having to go to the bridle.
Thanks.
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, okay. But you know what I mean? This that has to be available. Otherwise we can't change your gait. Good. Stretch up. Yep. Bring it back. A little. Yeah, that was much better. Good. And same thing, a little shoulder forward this direction. A little bit, not allowing her to just ditch her inside hind leg to the inside. Good. Always for me, one thing if I tell them to put their hind leg to the inside, it's not okay if they're just living there. Good.
So I'm going all the way.
That's right. Good.
And this is a medium, right? Not an extended.
Yep, just a medium. Good. And you're back here. And as many transitions as you can do. Like I really try to if I ride transitions, I'll do 4 down alongside minimally. Even on a green horse. Because they do what you ask them to do. And they have to get used to it. Challenge them. Good.
There we go.
Yep. And back. Yeah, and out. Back. Yeah, and out. Back. Yeah, good. Now you see the quality of the canter start to get better, huh?
Yeah.
Good. Out.
But I still feel she's bracing on the left side of her mouth. I don't have the left side.
Yeah, keep working her through there with your left leg at the girth and kind of go forward when I have her really braced in the jaw. I'm always going after the rib cage, and then I'm active with my inner rein. So I say, hey, I'm not going to give you anything to chew on here. You're not allowed to set up on me.
There you go.
There, you know what I mean? Good.
Yeah.
Go after the rib cage. Always feel like the first thing I do when they're hard in the mouth is I go after their stomach. Good. And then I start to mitigate what I have in front of me. But she's not going to get softer in front if she's not involved.
Good girl.
Behind and underneath. Good. Right. Good. She's much straighter now too.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Good. Yep, and it's to be a little active there. Like the stronger they are, the more I say, hey, there's nothing for you to sit on here. I'm not going to give and I'm not going to pull, but I'm going to be movable in my wrist. Good.
That's beautiful.
Come after her with my left lower leg. Yep. Go after her ribs when she's strong. Yep.
There you go.
Good. Good. And then I would, again, already come in and ride a transition to walk. Do a couple walk canters and be really clear about it. You breathe on her, she needs to canter. Better. It's quite good. Right and front.
I like that one.
Yep.
I just take a little longer.
No. Good. Good. Breathe and act. And that's the moment too where you can really close your stomach, and you can close your hand, but keep your wrists moving there. Like this, especially if you know she's going to sit there and hunker down on her, then I would have a very busy left hand in front of me. Yep.
Oh.
Yep. 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 Good. Yep, that's right. So work it through. Good. Good. Yep. So she lets go in the jaw. She's got to chew. Right. There you go. Yeah. Movable fingers. Movable. Right. And then I would repeat it again. She goes, this could be okay. I don't need to. Movable wrist. Movable wrist. It's fine. It's fine. Good. Yep. Like you're knitting. Good. Yeah, better. That was better though, huh?
Yeah.
And she's starting to understand, okay, here's the limit. But then you can just sit there, leave the hand in front and manipulate her out there so she doesn't really have anything to really come against. Good. Very good.
Nice lift.
Yep. Good. Breathe and act. Use your left rein here, or left leg and left rein. Go after her ribs. Movable. Movable, movable, movable. That was a lot better.
Wow.
She still needs 1 more inch.
Yeah.
To throughness up in the pole.
But the sit is
starting to really
So I
like
just
sit over her butt instead of.
active through the
Yeah,
session.
absolutely. She has to chew a little bit, not just sit there and close her joints. Yeah, moving. Yeah, you feel that?
Good girl. Yeah, she
Okay.
came to it.
Yeah, that was good. But a little bit too, when they open their mouth like that, A, they're spitting bits out, and B, they're really closing their jaw, the joint. You know, like it's in a different. You're saying, how's that possible, Allie? But you know how when your mouth is shut, hopefully it's pretty relaxed, right? Like we don't think about keeping our mouth shut, right? But when it's open, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
So they end up in a way good closing the TMJ. So she's got to keep. We want her to chew. I want her chewing, but I don't want her coming in and going,
Right.
because then I know that's tons and tons of pressure on her TMJ, all of those bits and pieces. That felt better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was getting better the whole time.
Yep. And that's the other piece too, the horse we start with is often not the one we finish with.
She's a good 20 to 30 minute warm up.
Yep.
She's got a little age on her at this point. She's what, 15 you said?
Yeah. I've stopped worrying about it.
Yeah.
I've got horses that are done by the time they're 17, and then there are horses that are only starting to get good at 15.
I find like after 8 they start taking longer to warm up.
Yeah.
You get into the teens, they take a good long while to warm up.
Good. So then maybe give her a little break, and then if you want to run through your test, let's do it.
Okay, that would be great.
But this is good.
Good enough for right hind. Should move up.
Right hind.
What? I was going to send you a text. Ask you to text me your cues.
So when I come into the hall, my horses are all on my core, and when I'm teaching them to move their feet around, if I want to fix a front leg, whatever leg is back, I fix that one forward. Good. By lifting my hand up and almost taking my leg forward and saying, hey, could you move that foot? And then for the hind legs, I put my leg back and I'll tap. I won't squeeze, but I'll tap them.
You got an overstep, but that was better
Good.
than not moving
There
it.
you go. Very good. There you're on 10. But I'll tap them until they learn, okay, I pick it under. And sometimes, if I have a horse that, most of my horses I can carry a stick with. Most of my horses have been taught that if I cluck and the whip comes, they have to put their hind legs under, right? So it's pretty easy to teach them to come here.
She has a tendency, when she holds square a lot, or very close to square a lot. When she doesn't, she has a tendency to have a hind leg way up underneath.
Right, and then you have to, when she's like this, you have to let her step, she's going to have to take a step to get square, because if she's already here, and her forelegs are here, and you tell her to come here, most of the time she's going to be over like that, and she won't balance anyways.
Yeah, so that's, if she's going to be like off, that's generally it.
Yeah. So now it's her left hind.
So I would lift the hand.
So now her right front is back, so I would lift my right rein up, to get her to understand. Okay, now she's a little bit off again, so I'm going to fix the forehand first, so left foreleg. Take the left rein up a little bit and push your left leg forward, Okay, that's all right, I don't mind. See if she'll step her right leg forward, okay? And then now ask for her left hind, but just tap your left leg back on her side a little bit. And keep contact on the right rein. So, good. Oh, so it's pretty good, right, for correcting her. And she got herself squared up in front. She's not perfect, but she
came forward off the edge.
Understand what the cues are. And so I take a lot of time with my horses to teach them to move a foot here, foot
So
here.
lift for the front.
I lift and I push my leg forward a little bit. And I say, you know, like, I think to myself, how would an... But see, she hasn't moved her left foreleg at all. She's moved all 3 other legs. But you know what I mean? You have to teach her that that's what you want.
That's funny. Let's see what she thinks that means.
So now the left is in front, so push the right leg forward.
Right
So
hand up.
right hand up. Yep, and right leg forward a little bit yourself, and sit to the left. Keep her straight. She's not allowed to just twist her neck around. Good. Good. Yep, and then a little bit wiggle your foot a little bit on the right and say, come on, step the leg forward. Yep.
It's the last one she moves.
Yeah, but this is the thing. They have to be taught.
There.
Yep. And then same. Yeah. Okay. Good girl. Very good.
So it was the left hind that.
You're dealing with front first.
The right front was off.
Okay. So the right. Yeah.
And it's always, all of it's interrelated. You know, if they're many times, it's a diagonal
Right front.
pair that they're off on. Yep,
Yeah,
good.
wow.
There you go.
Good mare.
Super. Very good.
Sugar cube.
Very good.
That was a good one.
And if you think about it, I mean, it would be to pick her up on this side and to ask her to step, boom, on the other side, but I try not to even make it that hard. Most of my horses learn through good transitions anyways, and how I ride them to come in and just, you know, they want to be balanced because they know that's the best place for them to be for the next question. But it's one of those details that I pick on and pick on and pick on until they understand it.
Well, that's, you know, those should be easy points.
Yes, and many people just go throw them away. Like they just don't focus on it.
And it makes a good first impression.
Yeah,
Because, okay, she's done her homework.
yeah.
I know, my eyes are... You're not done.
Yeah, and then she can go up to her left hind a little bit.
Nice.
Oh, she nailed it. Good.
Good job.
No, Emma got it perfect.
Oh. My daddy's doing it.
Yeah. Good? Okay. Good.
That last one was good. Right into it. She's cute.
Thank you.
Good cute way of going.
For my medium on the second one, pedestal for now, I'm still posting it.
Yeah, I think that's a smart idea. Yeah. It's very still this morning. It's humid.
Ready for decision. No, I have to do any more.
Yeah, that's right. She's got it. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. I was a little bit thinking that as you were walking off, that I'm not so sure she's convinced she's still working. Yeah, good. Yeah, right. Good.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Good. Relaxing your inner thigh and your knee.
Is that enough, Trump?
It's borderline. It should be a little more, but I don't want her running either. It looks like the left four is, yeah, good girl.
Right hind.
Very good. Just a little out on the right hind, but it's okay. Judge from the front wouldn't be able to see it.
We do have 2 judges.
Okay.
Only 2 judges?
Yep.
Yeah, just 2.
Wow. Kind of
I'm pretty sure just 2. There might be 3 for sport horse.
Good, ears up. Good girl. I mean, even that she's coming up with that is a lot better
Yeah.
than it was. Good, and then corner, organized.
And way more over her rear end
Yep.
rather than running away from her rear end.
Yeah, good. Keep left connection. Keep left connection. And she's got to trot through this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, right. Right. Guard that right hind leg. I know you're coming into haunches in, right? But you're good. Now start to position in haunches in. Yeah. A little bit more hind leg. Yeah. Take that right hand up a little bit to the left one. There you go. Good. And then straight for the corner. Inner leg on. Yep. Good. Pull up. Good. Eyes up. Hands in front. Yep. Yep. Yeah.
Nice.
Good. Hey, there she finally gets it going. Good corner. Yep. Shorten your reins. Organize. Good trot. And she's actually trotting better now after a medium. Good. Yep. Feel it?
I agree. Yep.
Yep. Come. Come. Right. Right. Middle. Good. And guard her inner hind leg here. Take your left leg back a little bit. And then as you come into the last 3 strides, bend her to the inside and land in haunches in. Yep. Half halt right for me. Half halt right, get the hind leg. Yep. Left flexion. Good. Corner.
I'm going to pass the mug.
Yep, that's fine. Yep, I would too. Right hind. Right hind. Tap her with a stick. Yep, good. Okay, we'll leave it at that. It's okay. Leave it at that. Neck is really good for the walk.
I went too far.
Okay. That was very nice. Like that, you get a hind leg. Yeah, good. She a little bit needs a little more help from your right leg in that one. A little bit looked like she was falling right. Depending on the pickiness of the judge. The left was so well balanced that, you know.
And I have a tendency just not to use my right leg.
Yeah,
So
she
I
needs
have to
a little
remind
bit as a
myself.
barrier. Not that you have to have tons of pressure, but that she knows to wrap herself around it like it's a pole.
Lip sign allowed.
Okay, good. Alright. Keep contact a little bit, shorten your left rein just a little bit so that you can work it through your wrist and your fingers. Right. Right. Working
Yeah.
through it, especially if you
And
feel
it's
like
so hard. You
you're
get
on
them
the
so
left
taught
side. I would
to
be all over her with
the
my
whip as
left
your
leg
backup and
left
part of
wrist.
your aid set, and then not be able to use it in a
Yeah, all over her.
test
Right.
is coming.
That's right.
He feels so much happier with me
Hi.
Yep.
if I
Yep.
use the whip
right.
for cues rather than legs. She just gets so
my
frustrated with my
left
legs.
canter
Yep.
in correction mode.
But keep, that's where it's up to you to really use your left leg here and be very movable in that left wrist until she lets go. Think pause. Yep, through the wrist, wrist. You know what I mean? Like, don't get stuck there because she's waiting.
Right.
Good. You know? Good. Good. Good, same thing here. Just hard somewhere. Keep working her a little bit through the connection. Stretch up, show a clear difference. Yeah, good. Oh, too much. Yep, good. Shorten your reins. In front.
leg it straighter there before
Yeah,
making
it was
sure?
a little bit. Yeah, it was a little bit diagonal on the serpentine. That's right. Then here, coming into this transition, think halt, but keep your wrist active. Really on the seat. See how little you have to do. Wrist. Yeah, that's right. Make it movable. Good. Make it movable. That's right.
There you go.
That's right. Good. That's right. She was coming. Good. Good. And come. Energy towards the judge. Right.
I didn't say it.
Yep.
Take this one to see.
Pretty good.
Nice.
Really good. Good.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She's on. It's good. I think it's really, Lori, to when she starts to set up against you, to keep riding through that stuff. Like, one of the things that I was always adamant about when I was competing was that my horses knew that I was going to correct them in the test.
Right.
Like,
And
I pulled one of my students out from the show yesterday because we had problems touching the mare's piaffe in the warm-up, and I said, absolutely not, because she's not going to go in there, and I'm not letting you back off. Because the moment they learn, especially at that place, at that junction and that movement, I'm like, it's over. I said, let's take her home and we'll school her some more. So it's to really stay, conscious of what you're doing as far as your lines, and then at the same point too, looking for when you can loosen them up. Your corners are your best bet to hide things.
Right.
I mean, just because you can really use your inner leg, and you can kind of sit here and go, come on, crunch a little bit to get through yourself. And I would be very active coming into those downward transitions if I thought, which she wants to just get to lock her jaw and open her mouth and brace. Yeah, I would be very busy there. That she's not, we know that's what her go-to is, then,
Right.
And mine is
Right, so to stay up there and say, movable here.
Okay.
Were the arms and hands better?
Better.
Way better.
Yeah. I mean, you just needed sort of a reminder in the beginning. It's just not necessary to do so much. And the more you can minimize, it's a little bit like having a loose steering wheel. Then you're over-correcting,
Yeah.
and then you just throw them off balance. And that's not the point either. I mean, it's one thing if you need to throw a horse off balance, but that's not the point here. The point is
We're
to try
trying
to
to bring
get
them
loose.
into balance.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and be loose. Just release that jaw.
It's the
Can't force them to be loose.
the
Doesn't work.
the two things that you can't. I had this kid say to me at this clinic in San Antonio, I'm gonna force my horse to relax. No, you're not.
Can't do it.
It's not how that works. And then we were passing around a meme a couple months ago of Michael teaching a clinic, and he looks enraged, and the meme is, you can't fucking pull them supple. But there's a lot of truth to that. So it's about, for me, it's about leveraging the horse's pole and joint, and you have to, like us, if we go to a personal trainer and they start, if you start getting pulled on, you get very defensive. If someone comes up to me and starts jerking my arm, I would get very defensive and close to my joints. If somebody comes up to me and starts gently moving me, I might trust it and start to let go. And so that's where it always, there's a time and a place for a sharp correction, but even when I do sharp corrections, I'm immediately like, yep, 0 after, so that the horse is like, okay, it's not this constant pressure. But that's a bit the thing to think about. As to how do you keep them neat. The Germans, they use the word streichen, knitting, move your wrist, knitting. But again, that's not backwards.
Right.
And and if you start to really pay attention to having your hands in front of you and the distance between your elbow to your hand, and you don't want to shorten that distance to your body. You know, it's not about being here either, because that's stiff, but if you keep this sort of feeling here, and you work from this place, the horses start to settle and learn, okay, when she gets me round, it's really comfortable. She's not abandoning me, she's consistent. I can be very soft here, and when they're strong, you can really correct them to a point, but then you don't take, I mean, that's, I don't know how many inches that is, but when you pull backwards like this, think what I just did to their neck.
Yep. Yep.
And that's when they start, they have two options. They can either really fold their neck in, but that's not the point either, or they can resist you because they can't
Brace into
compress
it.
that much.
Yeah.
So it's always,
Okay.
good girl.
I know you want more. You're a good girl. She figured sugar cubes out pretty quickly. Took her 2 rides, so the first couple times I couldn't even get in her mouth. She's
Yeah.
like, what are you doing to me?
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay. Thank you very much. I
you're
can't think
welcome.
of
Watch.
anything else right
No.
now.
No.
Would you like video of you?
So,
Can't promise audio.